Pancho, and let's jump into today's news. We, of course, have some new music updates. Ice Spice releases her first EP called Like. There's 6 songs on there, and 4 of them we already heard, so really there's only 2 new ones. Another record that dropped tonight was a collab with Rich the Kid, Jay Critch, and Famous Dex. It's been about 3.5 years that I know of at least since they last worked on music together, which was off of the Rich Forever 4 album. CJ dropped a new song called Gangsta. Trippie Redd released a new album called Mansion Music with 25 songs. There's features from Juice WRLD, Lil Baby, Travis Scott, Nardo Wick, and the list keeps going on. Following that, Lil TJ just released a new song with a music video called Clutching My Strap after being released from jail. Now let's jump into today's news. Starting off here, we got DJ Mustard, who's getting a lot of heat from his ex-wife. It's reported by The Blast that his ex-wife is requesting $80,000 a month in child support. From what The Blast posted online, it seems like she's requesting a lot more too. The article starts off saying she's, quote, requesting an order by a California judge on issues of child custody, child support, spousal support, attorney fees, and even an order regarding their communication or lack thereof. She also wants a joint and physical custody and a tie-breaking authority in terms of health and education, since it's hard to get a hold of Mustard because he doesn't communicate with her. The family initially had a nanny, and over time the nanny became what they call a quote-unquote house manager. It's also stated that the nanny also helped them communicate to each other. Since the ex-wife doesn't have the nanny around anymore, she's requesting something called a quote-unquote Our Family Wizard to mitigate the effect of lack of communication when she doesn't have their 3 kids. This Our Family Wizard is what they're saying an quote online court communication platform to communicate about the children and for an order that the family escalate go back and forth between households when exchanging the minor children. The page goes into more detail about other aspects that ties in more money, but long story short, forensic accounts are evaluating whatever they gotta evaluate and to see if her request is reasonable or too much to ask for. The next court date is scheduled for February 1st. Next we have Blueface and Chrisean Rock on No Jumper's Sharp Tank podcast. At this point, we already know how the relationship is publicly, but in this interview we actually saw a controlled, well-aware Blueface that we haven't seen before, and we saw a side of Chrisean Rock that seems to be really toxic. If you're into kind of like what they both do, whether it be with Blueface's Blue Girls Club or that show that they got out right now called Crazy in Love, I definitely recommend you to give this a watch, because if you don't, you're missing out, truthfully. Then there's somewhat of an update on the night of the takeoff shooting. There were reports that another person or 2 were hit with some of the bullets that was shot. One of the people that was shot that night was this woman, Sydney Leday. She spoke on this news network from her side and what she went through from being shot in the head and then going into a coma and now to the road of recovery. I recommend this interview to anybody that wants to know more about that night that affected more than just takeoff. For today's headlining news, it goes to Young Thug. While Thug was in court, he saw someone he knew by the name of Khalif Adams, dapped him up, and continued with the situation. However, when he dapped him up, Adams slid him a perky. In this clip, you could kind of see it, but it's too pixelated. We have updated reports, and it's actually tweeted out by a guy named Michael Sedan from WSB-TV saying this. Prosecutors filed a motion asking the court to, quote, make a finding of fact that the court was delayed on January 18th, 2023 because of the actions of defendant Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, and defendant Khalif Adams. The following tweet says, Adams was taken to Grady Hospital after he appeared to ingest other items of contraband in an effort to conceal the extent of his crimes within the courtroom. When deputies searched Adam, they found him in possession of Percocet, marijuana, and tobacco wrapped in plastic and food seasonings to conceal the odor of weed, according to investigators. Prosecutors say the surveillance shows Adams walk over to where Young Thug is seated and his attorney and then dropped a Percocet in his hand. A deputy confronts Young Thug and he turns over the pill to authorities. Then we have more in-depth information actually tweeted out from one of Young Thug's lawyers. He said, the end result of an investigation into yesterday's incident was that Mr. Williams was not engaged in any wrongdoing. The responsible parties were charged and appeared in court for first appearance this morning. A following tweet says, Keith Adams, attorney for Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, sent me the following statement. The state's motion is replete with factual inaccuracies, embellishments, and attempts to make Mr. Williams responsible for someone else's actions. Man, this is crazy. Besides that, that's it for today's news. I'm gonna have some extra clips playing in a bit, so stay tuned for that. If you could like this video, share it to everyone you know, and subscribe to this channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. Shout out to Fat Joe, soy Pancho, y ya.
Songwriters Hall of Fame? That's big. And just to think, I've been telling people for the past 7 years, who you want to do a song with, Snoop? I'd always say Sade. And now we going to the Songwriters Hall of Fame on the same day. And not only that, Teddy Riley, New Jack Swing.
Vaughn allegedly killed Trail, him and T-Roy. Only the streets know and only the people who did it know. So that's why I'm saying allegedly. November the 6th, my nephew made a post and he said, I'm tired of this gangbanging shit. I'm trying to make one of them posts, he said. But the fact that he said that November the 6th, this man allegedly killed him on the 8th and then died 7 years later, 8 years later, on the day that one of the people he killed made a post. I'm spiritual with this shit, okay? And once we gone, we gone.
This is G.
What's up?
But we
Come on, man.
Done yet. That was leg work. We doing thigh work now.
Thigh work.
Oh, they screw up.
That's why. And come on, P. Come on, P.
Yeah, for real.
5 minutes now. We just happy to have you, man. You know, thanks for joining the team. We feel really, really promising about the future. We know it's just going to get bigger from here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, you know, just propose a toast to Boston Richie and the whole gang. G,
Yeah.
Free
My boy
the
G.
whole gang. Yeah, let's go.
let's go.
Toast up, my boy. That's good. That's good. It's nasty.
It's crazy. Math Hoffa, bro, you been on my dick, bro. Like, ain't you the same person that was screaming free China Mac when I got locked up on my parole violation, bro? And I didn't even have a clue who you was, bro. Like, I didn't know you, bro. Like, you was screaming free China Mac because I had a wave. You was a struggling battle rapper and you was trying to ride my wave, bro. And now you got a little rhythm and you want to make it seem like I'm chasing you, bro. When I came on your show and you agreed to do my show and then you got big-headed and stopped answering me. But that's not the reason why I made the video about you. The reason why I made the video about you is because you had a man up there talking about an active murder case when Tax Stone is still fighting for his life. And you want to post my DMs? Like, girls do that, bro. Like, are you a girl or a man? Free Tax Stone.
They've been like lately talking about Latinos wasn't in rap and this and this. These guys are delusional. We're from the Bronx, New York. It happens. And so when hip hop started, it's Latino and black, half and half. But they going at me because I'm like the only Spanish dude, like really with a big voice. And Latinos wasn't there. You was invited. You are a specimen. I don't know what the fuck is up with these people that don't know their facts.